Actually, I'm gonna hop in the Yerp. Okay, now we're recording. Alrighty. We are hopping on the YouTube world. And I am back. And my settings are all messed up. Hold on. I was playing a newer version. Alright. I'm back. And ready to talk about life as of recently. And how things have been going. So, if you remember Alicia, if we remember her, well, we had sort of had a thing going again, and I know, it was more of we both told each other we could change and it'd be for the better. It wasn't really for the better, but I'm gonna get into that in a second after I show you all the stuff that I've done, because I don't know if you noticed there's a lot of different stuff in this world. Actually, I'm gonna grab my horse, and I have a lot of different things that I never had before. Like, I have enchanted tools that aren't that great. I'm not gonna lie, I know my armor's about to break, but I could fix my armor if I need to. Don't question the horse's name. Just know I got a horse. But yeah, we got the house, or my old house actually. Then we got the new one over here. Then we got my nether portal. Oh, this one's gonna be just like a giant sandstone tower. I don't really live near a desert though, so it's kind of hard to get all the materials for it. So then if we come over here, this leads to my mom's farm. And I'm growing potatoes over here. They're not, I haven't harvested them yet because they're not quite close to done at all. But if we come down here, we got my little mob farm. And I just come in here. Like that. It's quite addicting actually to just sit down there. But yeah, that's all the changes pretty much to my world. I found a few villages. Desert villages mostly. And we upgraded the version by 1 to 1.10. But anyways, before I ramble too much about my world. So Alicia and me thought we were chilling, right? And thought, hey, maybe this isn't so bad. We both started talking it up again. Well, an important little lesson I learned is that I took things a little too far with her in the first place, and honestly, I probably shouldn't have done this, which is, what I was thinking in the first place, but when you're still got that soft spot for a person, it's like, you still, like, if they want to do things again, you still say yes and everything, but realistically, I should have said no. And I'm going to go into why. And honestly, I'm not as quite of the bad person in this one as I thought I was in the first one. That's for a reason I'm going to get into. But let's just start off the story that me and her started talking again. And, things were going good, and then it was just really shitty time in my life, too. About things I won't go into, but I'd tell her about it, and she'd get mad at me for even mentioning it, and then eventually she was just like, stop telling me, like, lies, and I'm like, huh? Because I wasn't lying, and she was like, yeah, you're lying, and I'm like, I was just so confused, because I'm like, I thought we were, like, cool, and at this point I was like, yeah, okay, I'll stop lying, but I'll stop just telling you that then if you don't like it, I guess, which is not healthy. That's not cool, but I mean, I still really like this girl, and I still honestly do. This just happened, so it's like, yeah, I'm still obviously gonna be a little, like, into her and upset and about it all, and a little disbelief, but not too much. And so I was kind of just like, yeah, please just don't, I'm not trying to do this again. I thought I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna try again, I'm gonna try this time. And we haven't gotten together at this point. We were just talking, which is, we still won't, probably. But, and then she was kind of just like, yeah, no, you never let me express my emotions. And that's weird, because I remember, like, literally asking you, hey, are you upset? What's wrong? Which is like, okay, I get that if you don't want to talk about something right then, but, like, you can come talk to me about it. And that part I didn't like. And it was like, okay, but I let you. Which is, like, annoying whenever I literally let you and you just didn't say anything to me. I gotta go get blocks. But that part was annoying to me, because it's like, I let you and you just didn't, like say anything. And then the crazy part is too, like, even when I did let her, she told me to stop and just stop saying stuff and to just be there. And I was like, okay, I can do that. Like, she was like, you kind of need to get my trust back, which is fair. And I, like, was actively trying to, but you blew me off, and then you said that's not the way I do things, and I was like, okay, then I'll do it a little differently. I feel like part of it is I'm all in my head about what happened. Other side build. And while that may be true, I need to finish my story. But, she was kind of just like, you need to stop, and I was like, okay. So I stopped, and then she's like, yeah, but you never let me express my emotions, because you told me not to, like, ask about it. I was like, okay. And it was like it wasn't even like serious stuff either. I would tell her, which is like, okay, you would expect me to tell her serious stuff in the first place, but it wasn't even serious stuff I was telling her. It was stuff like, hey, I had a bad dream, which was today, and it was a pretty shitty dream. I don't really want to talk about it because that probably was one of the worst I've had in a minute. And she was kind of just like, well, you always tell me these sob stories, and I'm like, okay, but this is actually like, you know what I mean? It's like legit. It's not. I mean, she's like, you're lying. You never tell the truth. And I'm like, you're just trying to find reasons to make me seem like the bad person when I'm not the bad person. And it's like, I don't know what to think about it, you know? I feel like it's a little too soon to tell what to think about it and what to think about all of it. But I want to think about all of it, and it's too soon to tell, you know? It's too soon to say, well, she was a bad person, and tell everyone what happened, even though I kind of am making this video. But this is, no one really knows about this in, like, my personal life that, like, knows her and can tell her these things. So I'm not, like, too worried about saying stuff on here. I might send this to, like, a friend that I've been talking to recently, but that would be about it. And what the hell? And it's, like, weird to me because, well, I was trying to be the good person here, and, like, anything she told me that, like, that she didn't like, I would change. And it's not, like, it's just stuff I did, not, like, stuff that, like, didn't affect her or anything. And it was like, well, if you're gonna tell me to stop doing these things, then I'll stop doing them. But there's, like, I still want to do them. And I feel like there's just a line where it was like, okay, yeah. But still, I feel like I was just trying my hardest, and she was trying her hardest to find a reason to not talk to me. And as much as she might not know that I know that. And, you know, sometimes, like, even me, sometimes people don't know what they're doing, and it's either they learn what they're doing, or they don't learn what they're doing. And I was trying to learn what I was doing, you know. I was trying to be a better person, you know. She was telling me about all the excuses I would make, and I was like, okay, you know, I'll stop making excuses. I'll take the fault for it. I'll stop making excuses. I'll take the fault for it. And then she says I'm lying about stuff. And I will say this one thing. I will say the only thing that, like, I will say, not, like, lied about. I'm not going to say that, because I haven't lied about a whole lot. And if I lied about something, it probably wasn't meaningful anyway. Because I wouldn't lie about something meaningful to this person I adore, right? Because if you did that, you're kind of just weird. So, you know, I will say the one thing I did, like, say was how I felt like, and after, like, all this, not, like, this specifically, but there was some other stuff that I don't really want to get into. And it was, like, and she was, like, I just told her, I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm doing a million things at once, and I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. And then she's like, well, I didn't tell you you're doing everything wrong, but it's like you're telling me a shitload of stuff I do wrong every single day. And I feel like I'm just doing a million things wrong. And it's not even just with her either. I told her that. It's not even just you. It's like I'm still in school. Like, that stuff's affecting how I feel too, right? Like, I want to feel like the most complete I've ever been, but it's hard to do that when I'm getting told every day, like, hey, do this differently, do this differently, do this differently. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep up with my school, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into my school and a lot of understanding that I'm trying to do, and it's just hard. It's hard to listen to someone put you down on everything you do, and like, it's like I can't do everything completely right, but I can try to. So, and you can only learn so many things at one time and actually like pick up on it and change and remember. And I feel like that was just a big thing hit on my stress, especially as of recently, because I feel like I've been a lot more stressed. I feel like I've been a lot more just absorbed into myself. And, you know, I'm going to be happy when this is all said and done, because at the end of the day, the relationship didn't work. But what did work is that I can take what I learned from the relationship and I can apply it to the next person I find, the next person that amazes me, looks cute, and has a nice personality and treats me well, but I can treat them well with the new information I've learned, right? And I feel like that's just what you got to take away from it. You know, you got to take away the good parts of what you did and realize the bad parts of what you did, and, you know, realize those too, because if you don't realize those, then you're going nowhere. You know, if you only take the good parts, you're going to keep doing the bad parts. So that's why you need to take the bad parts and you need to realize what happened during those parts, and you need to fix what you did wrong. And you can't necessarily fix what the other person did wrong, right? But you can fix, like, if there was something that you didn't necessarily like what you did in that situation, you can take what you did in that situation and you can fix it for the next time you are in that situation. It doesn't even just apply for like relationships, it applies from friends and family, and you can learn a lot from connecting with someone and learning how they work, but not only how they work, how you work and how you can improve yourself, because everyone always needs improvement. Doesn't matter if you're absolutely amazing at something, you can always find room for improvement. And, you know, you can say, oh yeah, I'm better. You can put other people down on a pedestal too. You can put yourself above people, but at the end of the day, someone's probably going to be better than you. And if nobody's better than you, then you're still not the greatest version of yourself, because you can be even on a higher pedestal than those people if you're truly above somebody. You know, if you're truly above somebody and believe that, maybe you don't just take pride in being above them, but you work harder to be farther above them. If you're going to do that, I don't promote it, but if you are going to do that, then at least put some work into it, you know? Don't just sit there and accept that, oh yeah, I'm better than this person. Because you know what? They probably take that and they're like, either this person is better than me, they're gone crazy, or this person is better than me, so I'm going to work even harder to be better than them eventually. And I mean, they'll probably catch up to you. So if you're going to do that, I mean, at least do it right. Alright, got a little sidetracked there. Let's talk about this. So, you know, she's kind of just cut me off saying all this stuff, and we'll have a friend, we're gonna call him Barry. I'm gonna send this video to him too. He's gotta gonna be like, what the hell? Why'd you call me Barry? I'm gonna be like, because I'm trying to conceal people's names. And, well, fun fact about Barry, he had a relationship with this girl before me, and he knew a little bit about her, and I was kind of just texting him because I haven't, like, he's probably one of the closer people I've been with around, because, like, I don't really have a lot of people where I'm around where I can be like, can just talk to them about things and they'll actually somewhat understand me. And I was just talking to him, and he was like, yeah, no, she did the same shit to me. And I was like, yeah, that's weird. She's doing the same shit to other people. And it was like, not like the same necessarily, but like, for an example, he straight up told me she hated when I went to the gym. Which, think about it, that's a little weird. Not even just a little, very weird. You hate on someone for going to the gym. The gym is someone's like personal hobby. It's something that they're constantly working at. You know, that's really something you don't tell someone, oh, you go to the gym. Like, you seriously don't tell someone, oh, you go to the gym. I don't like that, because that's the first step of, yeah, you're getting cut out in my life, because you don't tell someone that. Secondly, he's kind of just like, yeah, no, she always kind of just like said I'm always talking about myself and not talking about her. So it's like, dude, okay, if you want to talk about you, then you gotta bring it up. I can't, like, because listen, I tried to bring it up to her. I tried to talk about her, and whenever I mentioned it, she would blow me off. And it's like, okay, but if you're gonna blow me off when I do that, then you have to make it clear that I want to talk about me right now. Like, you have to make it clear, oh yeah, I did this, oh yeah, I did that, and I would be like, okay. And I mean, I'm a little cocky myself, so obviously, I take pride in things, and I do put people on a pedestal. I mean, it takes a lot in a person to not do that, in my opinion, because that's just kind of natural. It was First United Husks. I forgot about that. But that's at points a negative thing you shouldn't be doing. But it still happened. So I don't really know what to say. That honestly wasn't a great point in my life. I kind of regretted a lot of stuff I did in the first part where we were like dating, and then the second part where we kind of were talking. I'm going to bring up another example. So I am a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, and at the time of this posting this, the trade deadline was a few days ago. And there obviously NBA trade deadline, a lot of stuff goes on, right? And one of my favorite players, Darius Garland, got traded during this time, which is sad because I bought his jersey and I was really upset. And I told her about it, and she was just like, and I take like super pride in my sports. You can't, like, don't mess with me about that stuff, because unless I'm like seriously not like being serious about it at all, then you can mess with me. But like, I was being at the most serious because, like, I'm talking about my team, my favorite player going off the team and to another team. And she was making fun of me, which is okay. It might sound a little childish now that I actually talk about this, but like, if you're really passionate in sports, like, you don't mess with someone about their team. It's just messed up to do. Unless they're like a Browns fan or something, then you can mess with someone about their team because they're like garbage. But like you don't mess with someone's favorite player. If that makes more sense. Like, you just don't do that. Like, alright, I'm gonna go stop really ramble about it, but still, I mean, I was upset about it, obviously. Like, really, really upset. Like, I was, like, bawling. And she was kind of just making fun of me. I was like, dude, stop. And she was like, it's not that serious. And I'm like, okay, but either way, even if we aren't talking about sports here, if I say, dude, stop, like, legit, it means, like, stop. You know, just drop it, stop. Let's talk about something else. But she decided to make that an argument. And then she would always blame me for the arguments, but like I feel like especially around this time she would be really mad at me for no reason. I mean, yeah, I was mad a lot for stupid reasons that I would never bring up. But like that's cuz it's stupid. She would seriously get mad at me for no reason and stay mad at me. And it's like, dude, I really am not trying to be mad at you right now. Do husks not burn? Alright, well. Anyways, the point of this video is to just update you guys about everything going on in my life because I haven't posted in like a week and a half or maybe even 2 weeks at this point. But yeah, that's just, you know, it's over now. And you know what? I'm gonna take what I learned and I'm gonna go find another person because you know what? I think it's bullcrap. And a lot of the stuff even I did, like, I can't put myself 100%, like, yeah, I can put myself as, like, the blame, but I shouldn't be 100% worried about, right? Because it's all a learning process. And, you know, as long as I'm trying to actually learn and, like, from my mistakes and be a better person and learn and be better, you know, it shouldn't matter too much at the end of the day. Because, you know what, I'm trying to be a better person, and if other people can't see that, then, you know what, that's okay. Because as long as I know I'm getting better and I'm not, like, not getting better, then I should be okay. I've completely messed this up. Oh, I'm trying to get sandstone for my tower anyways. But, like, yeah, I'm still sad. And I'm sure I will be. But, you know, enough is enough at some point, you know. Either I damaged one person or they were too much for me. Enough is enough at some point, and you gotta take that and you gotta realize that hopefully before it's too late, otherwise you just become a weirdo. And you know, you can try to make amends with someone, you can try to not make amends with someone, you can try to, you know, not talk to someone. shit. But I mean, as long as I'm trying to get better, you know, I'll find someone eventually that'll stick around a little longer and, you know, try to actually connect with me and not push me away and then blame it on me. Because honestly, you know, I should have seen the signs. I had enough people tell me about it, and I should have seen the signs then and be like, look. And, you know, I said when I see it, I'll let it go. But I mean, I didn't. And now that I pick up on it, now that I've, you know, talked about it with people, and now that I actually pick up on it, you know, I can respectfully say that she wasn't the greatest person. You know what? We'll look back on this in years and be like, well, that was silly. Because what does it really matter? I'm young, and that wasn't most likely going to be my future. I mean, not a lot of high school relationships end up being futures. You know, I'm going to be sad about it, but I can go down with saying I'm going to be a lot less sad about it now that I know that I wasn't 100% in the wrong, and that I can take a little bit of pride in knowing I wasn't 100% like the person in the wrong, because I really wasn't. You know, I was trying to be the perfect person. I got really stressed out in doing that, and you know, nobody can be the perfect person for somebody. You know, if you think someone's perfect, then honestly, it might not work out. Oh my goodness. Because if someone's too perfect, then they're like, you're gonna get a little bored. Like, sometimes you need someone who fits your standard but isn't the absolute most perfect person. Because, you know, that perfect person, it might not be the greatest relationship for you. And, you know, she obviously wanted that perfect person. I didn't see it in me. You know, I wasn't perfect, but, you know, I tried fitting to her needs and her wants. And, you know, it just didn't work. And, oh my goodness, I was about to say. But I can take that, and I can either leave it, or I can realize that that was that, and I can leave it in the past. Realize my mistakes, take what was wrong, pick up on it later before it becomes a problem with anybody else. And, you know, I can take from that, and I can realize, hey, you know, it's already happened to me before. And I can just be like, don't, like, let this happen again. So, yeah, that's probably this video. I don't really have anything else to say. But I hope you all are doing good in whatever you're doing in life. And you know, I'll take things into notice more. Alright. I'll catch you all in the next video. See you guys.